What if the biggest names in Hollywood were hiding more than they're showing? From Lily Allen's explosive confession about a homewrecker, to fans calling SZA a pathological liar, to whispers that Justin Bieber quietly checked himself into rehab, and Kim Kardashian possibly bending the truth about becoming a lawyer. Today's stories pull back the curtain on the lies, the secrets, and the breakdowns behind the glamour. Because while the cameras catch the smiles, the truth behind the scenes, that's where things get messy. And you're about to see just how messy. Lily Allen has never been one to hold back, but her latest move has fans talking like never before. In her brand new album, West End Girl, the British pop star doesn't just sing about heartbreak. She pulls the curtain back on the devastating collapse of her marriage to actor David Harbour. What was once seen as a picture-perfect Hollywood couple turns out to have been anything but. According to insiders, their marriage was strained for years, and behind closed doors, rumors of infidelity have been swirling for quite some time. What makes this story particularly explosive is the way Lily tells it. Through her music, fans of the album have noticed the songs don't just hint at trouble. They read like a diary of betrayal. In tracks like Meline, she details interactions with the so-called other woman, revealing how rules that were supposed to govern their open marriage were broken. In her lyrics, the affair wasn't just a brief lapse. It was a deliberate crossing of lines that left her heart shattered. And while she never names anyone outright, the details are precise enough that people quickly connected the dots. But here's where it gets even juicier. Sources claim that Lily wrote this album in just 16 days, immediately after coming out of psychiatric care. That rapid turnaround suggests the emotions were raw, unfiltered, and incredibly personal. Every verse, every lyric seems to convey not only heartbreak, but also betrayal and disbelief. Imagine discovering that your partner has been keeping secrets, yet society still paints you as a dramatic one when you react. That's the reality Lily Allen is exposing. Listeners also notice her use of clever storytelling techniques. In the song Tennis, for example, she recounts finding text messages between David and the other woman, Natalie Tippett, who works in costume design. Lily's lyrics suggest that David tried to cover it up, but the messages were undeniable. And what's wild is that Natalie herself confirmed she was a person in the text, but insisted she had a family to protect. This only adds fuel to the public's fascination. Why expose yourself when no one was looking? But in Lily's world, the narrative is hers to tell, and she isn't holding back. It's also worth noting the timing of the album. Lily's divorce from David has been public knowledge for some time, but her music makes it clear that the end of the marriage was far more complicated than anyone realized. Sources say that the couple continued to oscillate between separation and reconciliation, creating a cycle of confusion that even close friends couldn't untangle. And through it all, Lily's artistic lens provides a window into the emotions of someone who has been both blindsided and betrayed. The internet is buzzing because this isn't just another celebrity breakup story. It's a roadmap of trust, betrayal, and personal resilience. Fans are dissecting every lyric, every note, and every subtle hint in her music, piecing together a story that feels more like a thriller than a pop album. Social media is alive with speculation about the extent of the affair, David's motives, and the emotional toll on Lily, who, despite everything, is reclaiming her narrative in real time. And here's the kicker. While some may see this as airing dirty laundry, there's a larger conversation happening about honesty, agency, and creative expression. Lily Allen isn't just exposing a cheating spouse. She's showcasing the power of taking control of your story, especially when it feels like your world has been turned upside down. Her music isn't just a soundtrack. It's a statement, one that reminds everyone that even in Hollywood, truth has a way of coming out. But the story doesn't end here. While Lily Allen's heartbreak is front and center, the industry has its own way of moving on, fast. And that leads us into our next jaw-dropping tale. A superstar known for her soulful voice who fans are calling out for habitual lying. SZA is one of the most talented voices in music today. There's no denying that. Her voice can stop a room. Her lyrics resonate with millions, and she's widely admired for her artistry. But behind the music, there's growing chatter that the singer's personal brand may not be as flawless as her vocals. Fans and insiders alike have started to call SZA a pathological liar, and the stories behind these claims are catching fire online. It all started with a recent social media post where SZA criticized fans for using Apple products, calling out the company for alleged labor violations linked to the iPhone 17. On the surface, it sounds like a socially conscious statement. And to be fair, the issue she raised is serious. Child labor in mining and unethical manufacturing are real concerns. But here's where things get complicated. SZA herself reportedly owns multiple Apple devices, which has led some fans to accuse her of hypocrisy. The contrast between her statements and her actions has sparked heated debates across social media. Some fans are calling performative activism, suggesting that while the cause is noble, her approach feels self-serving or inconsistent. But it doesn't stop there. Over the past few years, multiple blind items and insider reports have surfaced, claiming that SZA has a history of bending the truth, sometimes for attention, sometimes to protect herself, and other times just to stir the pot. Whether it's exaggerating personal stories in interviews, presenting a curated narrative about her lifestyle, or allegedly misleading collaborators and fans, there's a pattern that people are starting to notice. In Hollywood, perception is everything, and SZA's perceived dishonesty has fueled speculation about her motivations and character. It's not just about the iPhone controversy. Fans have pointed to interactions during live shows, social media exchanges, and behind-the-scenes accounts in the industry where SZA's stories didn't quite match the facts. Some insiders suggest that this behavior is strategic, designed to maintain an air of mystery and keep audiences talking. Others argue that the inconsistency reflects a more personal struggle, a complicated personality navigating fame, creativity, and privacy in an unforgiving industry. Either way, the buzz around her has only grown louder, and each new post, each cryptic statement, seems to amplify the conversation. Interestingly, this scrutiny hasn't slowed SZA down. On the contrary, it may have boosted engagement, streaming numbers, and public attention. People are curious, invested, and sometimes divided, but they're paying attention. In today's celebrity ecosystem, that attention is currency, and SZA knows how to command it. Yet, for fans who admire her artistry but feel misled by her actions, the tension is real. It raises a question that many are asking. Can someone be both a brilliant artist and a controversial figure simultaneously? This duality is part of what makes SZA's story so compelling. On one hand, she's producing chart-topping albums and creating music that resonates on a deeply personal level. On the other, there's this growing narrative of inconsistencies and contradictions in her public persona. Fans are watching, dissecting, and debating every move. Every tweet, every post, and every interview is scrutinized for truth, exaggeration, or performance. The result? A celebrity whose talent cannot be ignored, but whose reputation may be walking a fine line between admiration and skepticism. As this story unfolds, it highlights a recurring theme in Hollywood. The line between truth and persona is often blurred. And for SZA, that blur has made her one of the most talked about and divisive figures in pop culture today. Fans are left asking themselves, is this all part of the show, or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes? And just when you think the drama couldn't get any bigger, we move to another superstar whose personal struggles have fans genuinely worried, Justin Bieber. His story isn't just gossip. It's about health control and the very real pressures of fame. Justin Bieber's journey through fame has always been public. But recently, fans and insiders are sounding the alarm. According to multiple reports, the Canadian pop star is facing personal struggles that have some of his closest allies urging him to enter rehab. And while the concern is serious, the situation is complicated by the fact that those closest to him may not want him to seek help, because it could mean losing the level of control they currently hold over his life and career. For a star who grew up in the spotlight, the pressure has never let up. From teenage superstardom to adult celebrity, every move Justin makes has been scrutinized. Now, those around him reportedly see a man who is physically healthy. He's shaved, looking refreshed and presenting well, but emotionally, the cracks are showing. Sources suggest that without hitting a true rock bottom, convincing him to step into a structured rehabilitation program is nearly impossible. In other words, Justin's external appearance may be deceiving, and the real challenges are happening behind closed doors. Part of what makes the situation so complicated is the intersection of fame, personal relationships, and business interests. Some insiders claim that his management and certain people in his inner circle are hesitant to push him toward rehab because they fear it could disrupt current projects or financial control. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially when fans only see the curated public image, a polished, smiling pop star performing sold-out shows. Behind the scenes, however, the struggle is very real, and it's not just about substance use or partying. Mental health is at the center of the story. Justin has been candid in past interviews about feeling pressure, anxiety, and depression. Now, it seems that coping mechanisms may be getting in the way of his well-being. Friends and family reportedly recognize the warning signs and are trying to support him, but the complexity of fame makes intervention a delicate matter. It's a stark reminder that celebrity status doesn't insulate anyone from personal crises. It can amplify them. Interestingly, despite these struggles, Justin continues to create, perform, and engage with fans. He's been experimenting with new music and even launching ventures in streaming and digital content. These projects give him freedom and expression, but they also leave him with unstructured time that, without proper support, could exacerbate challenges rather than help him manage them. This is where the tension lies. Fans want to see him thrive, but those who could guide him toward help may be holding him back for their own reasons. The situation has sparked a conversation among fans about boundaries, celebrity responsibility, and the influence of those around stars. When someone like Justin Bieber faces personal struggles, the public response is often a mix of concern, speculation, and judgment. Social media amplifies every misstep, every Instagram post, every public appearance, creating a feedback loop that can either encourage healing or magnify stress. For Justin, the stakes are high and the outcomes are very real. Amid all this, there's a glimmer of hope. Justin has demonstrated resilience throughout his career, bouncing back from controversies, health challenges, and intense scrutiny. Fans remain loyal, holding out hope that he'll make the right choices for his well-being. But the path forward is complicated, requiring more than willpower. It requires genuine support, honesty, and a willingness to face the hard truth about what he's going through. As the story develops, one thing is clear. Fame may have brought Justin Bieber to the world, but it has also brought challenges that few could navigate alone. The question is, will he take the step to reclaim his life and health, or continue to let outside pressures dictate his path? Next, we move into another shocking revelation in the world of celebrity drama. Kim Kardashian, the reality queen who may not be entirely honest about her law ambitions. Kim Kardashian has built an empire that blends reality TV, business ventures, and high-profile legal activism. But lately, whispers in the celebrity grapevine suggest that she may be stretching the truth about one of her latest ambitions, becoming a licensed lawyer. According to multiple blind items and insider accounts, Kim seems unusually confident that she has passed the bar exam before official results have even been released. And that confidence has people asking, how does she know already? Let's backtrack a bit. Kim began her legal studies through an apprenticeship, which is a legitimate but unconventional path to practicing law in California. She successfully passed the baby bar, which is the equivalent of passing your first-year law school exams, but the real test, the final bar exam, hasn't officially reported her results yet. Despite this, Kim's public statements have suggested she's already certain of her success. Some insiders even claim that she has a backup plan ready, hinting at dramatic personal emergencies that could serve as distractions if she doesn't pass. Whether this is playful exaggeration or an attempt to control the narrative is unclear, but the speculation is undeniable. There's more. Critics point out that even if Kim does pass the bar, her qualifications might not translate to a traditional law practice. Questions about who would hire her abound, but here's the thing. In Hollywood, connections often matter as much as skill. And Kim has plenty of them, from political figures to business leaders, which could open doors that might otherwise remain closed. She has repeatedly expressed a desire to become a trial lawyer in the next decade, a goal that aligns with her father's legal legacy. Her dedication to following in his footsteps is admirable, but it also raises eyebrows when her confidence seems premature. Fans and commentators are divided. Some see Kim's approach as ambitious and inspiring, a reality star breaking barriers in a male-dominated profession. Others view it as overconfident or even disingenuous, suggesting that she's more focused on maintaining her public image than on the rigorous demands of legal work. In Hollywood, perception is everything, and Kim's current narrative of the celebrity lawyer in waiting is fueling both admiration and skepticism. From the high-stakes world of Hollywood to the intimate details of personal lives, these stories remind us that fame comes with both privilege and scrutiny. Justin Bieber's ongoing struggles highlight how even global superstars face real challenges behind a curated public image. Kim Kardashian's bar exam saga shows the delicate balance between ambition and perception, where confidence can be inspiring or controversial depending on who's watching. Meanwhile, Lily Allen's revelation of betrayal, SZA's alleged hypocrisy, and the ongoing drama between Selena Gomez, Hailey Bieber, and other stars underscore how relationships, power, and reputation are constantly under the microscope. In every case, we see a mix of human vulnerability and calculated strategy, ambition clashing with personal flaws, and public personas shaped by both reality and speculation. For viewers, these stories aren't just gossip. They're a lens into how fame, ambition, and human nature collide in the most dramatic ways.